One.
What is up? All right. Crown Council Live. Welcome. Hey, Spence.
Hey, good morning.
We're grateful to be live. This is becoming very regular. We're grateful to have this little program to connect with our community. I'm Stuart Anderson, joined by Spencer Chipping. Welcome, Spence.
Yes, good to be here.
And although it appears as though we're far apart, we really are in the same office. So
That's right.
So we're grateful to have this little program. This is our opportunity to connect with you, to connect with the community, to just be available. We interview some of our great Crown Council members, our great resource partners, and some guests to have a fun program where we're connecting with this incredible group. So it's become one of my favorite hours of the week. Really fun to look forward to and plan. It's been a lot of fun planning who we bring on. And with that said, if you're watching, we'd love to have you on as a guest. Reach out and we can connect about having you on and being part of the live stream. So anyway, Chip, any housekeeping items? I know I've got a couple, but
there are big weekend this weekend, Stu. One that we look forward to all year, every year, and it has just become a major event within the Crown Council as we onboard and bring the young dentists into Salt Lake City this weekend.
That's right. So young dentists are arriving today in Salt Lake City to be part of our young dentist program, which runs tomorrow and Saturday. We're doing the prep work on a patient, our Smile Design patient, and all 50 young dentists are going to be there to watch Dr. David Hornbrook and Chase Larson work on this patient and learn, treatment planning and smile design and patient communication. This is a great way for us to connect with new young docs who are kind of the up and comers in Crown Council membership. So if you've got one of those doctors or know one who might fit, we'd love to have them. Our program for next year is already filling up. So a lot of fun. I wanted to show Smiles for Life totals in case you don't know where that is. So I'm going to share my screen. So hopefully this goes good. But we hit a big milestone. Can you see my screen, Spence?
Yes, that looks good. And it is a big milestone.
So this is crowncouncil.com, and we go here to My Directory. And if you're in My Directory, you'll see all these different hubs. And as a full paying member, you can go to the Premium Member Hub. And right here on the top, this week's Whitening campaign numbers, really fun to watch week to week. But you can see there, total to date, we passed that 1 million mark. So congratulations to everybody. Such a fun, exciting time for Smiles for Life and to see everybody work so hard. Everyone's so committed, and it's just an incredible program to be a part of. So big thanks to everybody for hitting that $1 million mark. We'll scroll down here. Woo! Look at this.
Man.
These group practices, these two are really in it. So
Yep.
Lightwave, big cheers to them. Mortensen family, incredible. They've done over $2.5 million of donations to Smiles for Life. And we'll have them on here in a couple of weeks to talk about their work. So we're going to have Mortensen on. It'll be fun to talk to them. But we've got a guest. Dr. Chris Heap is waiting for us. And why don't we bring him in? Chris is going to talk to us about what he does for Smiles for Life and how he runs Smiles for Life in his practice. One more housekeeping item, Spence.
Yep.
That No More Hygiene course is on the 17th. And I'm going to share my screen one more time. If you're looking here at My Directory again, so let's go to My Directory, and you go to the Premium Member Hub, you can scroll down here. Every month, the calendar is updated with some of the events that are being hosted by Crown Council. And you can see here on Friday, June 17th, the TOPS will run a No More Hygiene online course. And if you click here, you are directed right to this ticket tailor. So you can buy the ticket right here online to join the No More Hygiene run by TOPS. So all the information is here. And anyway, love to have you. So
Yeah.
Dr. Heap, welcome.
Hey,
All right.
how's it going?
We are grateful to have you here. In between patients, I assume.
I've got like 4 of them just waiting. I told them to just be patient.
Just say, oh yeah, I'm doing something. Just hold on for a minute. He's making some making some TikTok videos in the back.
Yes.
Nice, dude. Hey, well, Dr. Heap, welcome. He is joining us from Arizona. And Dr. Heap, 2 years ago, so not 2022, but 2001, Best Doctor to Work For awarded at the Crown Council annual event. An incredible honor to from his team, from the rest of the Crown Council membership. What a great leader he is and a practice he runs. I've been on we went on a humanitarian trip together. I have the picture ready, Chris. Should I show it?
Yes.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
see it.
got it in my office.
Okay, let's see if I can bring it up here. Share screen.
Show it right here on my wall.
Oh, that's the one.
There you are.
Check that out.
Yeah.
So Chris was the
awesome.
team leader on our humanitarian trip. This was November of 2019 to the Dominican Republic, and very fun. What a fun group. Man, I can't believe it's already been that long ago, Chris.
Yeah.
So maybe let's start there. You're going back. You're leading the first group back to the Dominican. Am I right? Aren't I right?
I don't know. Has it been that long?
Yeah. So you're gonna be the first group back since the pandemic shut us down for COVID. So
oh, that's exciting.
Maybe that's one thing we can ask you first. Why do you go on the humanitarian trips?
Oh man, the trips are they're incredible. I think, oh gosh, a couple of reasons I'd say. Oh gosh, they're so special. But seeing my team, we'll usually try and take as many of my team that want to go that can. We'll take them with us, and seeing them outside of our office and outside of their comfort zone, but just like loving people and just serving people without getting paid, there's nothing that comes from it other than just giving and that feeling, and seeing them operate like that is unbelievable. You connect with your own team on a whole other level, which is just amazing. Seeing the people, how much we learn just from going into these villages and how much they teach us about happiness and what's really important in life. I mean, my family, we've been there, and I've had them take my kids like into their homes to help them. I had a son that fell in the mud and got all dirty, and one of the ladies took him in and washed his clothes for him, and just served my family. And it was just so cool, because we think we go there to serve, and you come away learning that they're serving us the whole time. We're learning way more than what we're giving, and that's just magical. And then probably lastly, I'd just say the friendships that I gain amongst the other teams of Crown Council members. I don't want to say that's more important to me than the service, but man, just special place in my heart for all those teams you get to be with, not just the doctors, but the teams, and sometimes it's the spouse of a team member. And it makes every annual event more special to me when I can go and see people I've served with, like the Bainers or Dale Schizler or Mortensons or Broadbent. I mean, just there's the list, Landon, Livia. Just every time you see them afterwards, it's like this magical reunion, because you shared this awesome experience together, and I can't trade that in for anything.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. So good. And
so true.
You kind of don't know what's happening at the time, because you're just there and you're working and you're being on a bus together, and you're like, oh, this is fun. And then all of a sudden you realize how special it really is, when you go home, or when you see those people again. Such a great experience. So Chris runs a very successful Smiles for Life campaign, which is kind of the part of this live segment we'd love to hear about. Chris, maybe tell everybody why you guys do Smiles for Life. What is it about it that you as a team say, let's do this, let's get behind this cause and make something good out of it? What is it that motivates you guys?
That's a great question. I think initially, there was the push. The first time we did it was, I don't want to say it was hard, but it just took me saying, like, this is something I believe in. I want us to have something that we can do together that serves something outside of our office, something just a little bit bigger picture. It's so easy to just get kind of down in the grind every day and forget that, number one, that we're providing a service for patients, but that there's also ways that we could help people outside of the office. And really, it was just me saying we're going to do it. And then after we had gone through the first year of Smiles for Life, everybody was on board. It was never a question after that. It's just, hey, March is here, we're doing this. And when they see how much money we raised, and the first year we did it, we partnered with a local charity, and being able to work with them and see how grateful they were. We don't realize sometimes how little funding these local charities get. And so you might show up with a check for like $2,000 and they think it's the greatest thing in the world. And you just assumed that they'd always been receiving a ton of money. And a lot of them are just like barely pulling it together on the shoestrings to keep their charities going. So I think once my team saw that happen, they'd be mad if I ever decided not to do it. At this point, it's a runaway train. Goodness, a runaway train of goodness.
Nice. Yep. If you were going to give advice, so maybe let's start with this: a practice who's never done it before, and then also a practice who's been doing it for years. What are some things that advice you would give to those two types of practices?
Awesome question. So I think if you were just starting, it takes somebody bought in, right? Whether it's the dentist or an office manager, but you have to have one person that has seen what happens with the charity, kind of knows how it works, knows how you do the setting up the charity, how things get billed. Someone needs to just learn it, or else it's always awkward. And so sometimes it's the dentist, sometimes it's not, but just find a person to make your person. Nice. And then for us, I think what's been the best is just making it a big deal in the office. I'll actually, do you guys mind if we go mobile for a sec?
Mobile, yes.
It'll be easier if I just show you, but
like a bad music video.
Right. So this is one of our operatories, but on our screen here, we made a little graphic it's probably flipped for you guys, but it says, help us make a difference. And it says 3 ways you can help. And you can whiten your teeth, or you could just make a donation. We have so many patients that just make a $20 donation on their way out that don't even want to whiten their teeth. And then we did a thing where you could follow us and we'll donate $3 when you do. So if people follow us on Instagram, I'll donate $3 just to get them following us. And that's easy because they can do it in the chair right there. It doesn't cost them anything. All they got to do is hit like one button and they're donating to the charity, which is super cool. And then let's see, where else can we go? In our checkout area, I didn't tell the staff I was going to be walking through here, but in our checkout area, we got, these are all pictures from previous trips that we've been on. So we have those, so everybody that checks out walks past these and they see trips we've been on. Let's see, you know her?
Oh, there's Zoe.
Yeah.
She is. And then I won't go in there because they're working, but in the hygiene operatories, any of the hygienists that have been on a trip, we print pictures of them working on the kids or smiling with the kids in the DR, and we put them up on the walls in their operatories. And I'll tell you what, like we think that people want to know a lot about what we do as dentists or our expertise or whatever, but the number one question I get from patients probably 8 times a day is, when are you going back to the DR?
Mm-hmm.
When are you going back to the DR? When can you do trips? And people were more bummed than I was when COVID hit and we couldn't go, because they love knowing that they're donating to a cause. And when we couldn't go do it, I had to keep telling them, not yet, not yet. I mean, they're pumped. My staff would probably tell you they're almost annoyed by the question because it's all the time. But I think there's patients that like audibly celebrate when I tell them that we get to go again because COVID's over and we can go in November, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
So awesome that you've created that culture of doing good, that people tell that story, that they ask you about it, that, I mean, they associate you with doing good. That is just such a fun story, a fun message that you have become in your community. And I mean, it fits right in with your branding. You guys are Inspire Dental. I mean, that is, you're not inspiring them. I mean, that is how you are inspiring them. It's so fun to watch as a patient, what it means to go to your practice. So very cool. How have you guys stayed? So Chris is part of the Smiles for Life Hall of Fame. So they've raised over $102,000. So anybody that's milestoned over $100,000 gets put into the Smiles for Life Hall of Fame. That's a lot of whitening, Chris. How, year to year, how do you talk to patients about it? Have you found people like, oh, here we go, like whitening again? I mean, how do you keep it relevant in the practice where patients are continuing to engage with the whitening program?
Cool question. So, because I can see that where you would think that patients would maybe get burnt out or like, oh, they're going to hit me up again. I think we really don't sell it ever. I mean, just having the pictures up there of trips we've done, people ask about those, and so they're approaching us. We almost never do I ever hear any of the staff say, "Hey, right now, if you whiten your teeth, it's not like a sales thing." If it comes up organically and because they see the screen there that says, "Here's a way you could whiten," they'll ask about it. But in general, I hate to say it because it sounds lazy, but a lot of it's on autopilot now for us. I mean, it's just part of what we do. And patients that haven't whitened before, they just know, like, oh, I want to wait till March. I want to wait till March to get my whitening, or I better get it done in June, because they know that it goes to something good. And then you can always change it up. And we'll put we have little strings that have all those little donation cards of who's donated, and we try and recognize people. You'd be amazed, like, if you do it right and you're genuine, people don't ever feel like you're selling to them. And so you can send out whatever your patient communication email system is. You can send out an email and just say, "Hey, so far this Smiles for Life campaign, we've raised this much. We're super excited. If you felt like you wanted to help the cause, click this button below, or stop by the office, we'll whiten your teeth." And there's a difference. When you're getting sold by someone who's not genuine about something, and when you're being quote unquote sold by someone who's just trying to help people out. And I think that makes a big difference.
Very cool.
Yeah.
All righty, Dr. Heap, your 10 minutes. I know you got to get back. Thank you. Very grateful for you.
So good.
Thank you. Is the temperature there like 110 like it is here?
Oh, no. We're barely beautiful, like 90. Everything's
just getting there. Yep. Just warming up.
Sorry.
Take a sweater with you. It's cold weather.
I'm wearing a coat.
Yeah, I thought so.
Yep.
All righty, brother. Thanks so much, Chris.
Thanks so much, Chris.
Thank you so much.
Okay, man. Have a great day.
Good, man.
All right, you too. Thank you.
Yeah. So fun. So Chris, he was our team leader when I went to the Dominican, and he had his wife and he had his son. And if you didn't know this about Dr. Heap, he actually is running a motivational and team training company on the side, where he is like out teaching and talking and training, not just dental teams, like all sorts of different teams. And he's written these little books. They're like these training books, and he handed them out to everybody on our team. And Zoe, my daughter, she reads it like every other night. She's always reading Chris's books.
Man, that is so good.
She's 9. So anyway, pretty fun. He is a great leader.
So good.
Incredible part of this group. So
really is.
All right. So we are showing, I think we have our guest. This is Haley Buckner. We're going to invite her in. She's coming to us from Elevate Oral Care. And Chip, you invited her to be here to talk a little bit about hygiene, a little bit about what she does with Elevate Oral Care and staff communication skills, and how to increase acceptance with just case acceptance. So we're going to welcome. How are you?
Hey guys, I'm good. Thanks. How are you?
Awesome.
Very good. Grateful to have you live. Maybe we kind of gave you a brief introduction as you were like entering the program, but just explain or talk about the company that you come from, Haley. Thank you.
Sure. Yeah. Well, I'm grateful to be here with you guys, and I'm excited to share a little bit about Elevate Oral Care with everyone. We are a prevention company. We have a full line of preventive care products, both in-office preventive care products like fluoride varnish, silver diamine fluoride, and then some at-home products like prescription toothpaste, Stannis fluoride rinse. So all about prevention here at Elevate. And while we have a great line of preventive care products, we truly specialize in education. And we love working with dental offices and dental teams to help to have communication skills for better case acceptance with their patients, as well as Carrie's risk assessment and how to have conversations with patients on what their risk level is and how you can improve their oral health. So we really take it a step further and really work on educating with offices.
Very cool. I mean, and that is a huge part about obviously what Crown Council does, is how to improve that team culture, those team skills. What have you guys found that's working recently that could help improve staff communication skills? I'm not supposed to call them staff, team communication skills that might help increase case acceptance.
Yeah, a big thing with that is motivational interviewing. And I'm not sure if you guys are too familiar with it, but it's been around in the healthcare industry for a little while now. And finally, dentistry is really getting on board with it. But motivational interviewing is a way that you really work together with the patient to uncover what's important to them, what they're looking to improve on their oral and overall health, so that we can really develop a treatment plan that works with the patient. And, we can tell a patient all day long that, hey, you need a brush or you need a floss and, you need to do this, but, they've heard that their whole life. If they're still not doing it, maybe they're not there yet. Maybe that's not what they're focusing on. And they could have so much more going on in their personal life right now that that's not important to them. So it's really about uncovering what's important to the patient, what they're looking for, so that we can build a treatment plan around something that they'll actually do to see improved patient outcomes. So at Elevate Oral Care, we've kind of termed that patient-centered communication. And we've created some great free tools that help your office to have that patient-centered communication with your patients.
Very cool. I mean, what would you say, like just from a money standpoint, profit, what is missed inside that hygiene operatory? Just, I mean, I don't know if that's a skill-based question or if it's just a products-based question, but what would you say?
We did a webinar it's on our resource partner page that you guys can check out. It's like an hour-long webinar. And we kind of go through all about profitable prevention, because prevention can be a major profit center for your practice. It doesn't have to be, but it certainly can be. The ADA recommends that you identify a patient's risk level, and from all sorts of studies out there, we know that the vast majority of patients are moderate to high caries risk. And so based on that, the ADA's recommendations are to, offer an in-office fluoride varnish treatment to a patient, and then keep them as healthy as possible at home with some at-home preventives like a prescription fluoride toothpaste to kind of keep revamping that fluoride to the patient in between their treatment protocols with you. And you can sell those products right to your patient in the practice. And it's, by dispensing those products in the practice, you give them a brand that you trust, you've done the research on, and your patients trust and value you as a professional. It cuts them a trip to the pharmacy, and it saves them a lot of money from what they would pay at the pharmacy. So, and at the same time, it's a profit center moneymaker for the office as well. So you can purchase these products, dispense them in the practice, save your patient money, and then make a lot of money on the side as well. And you're doing the right thing by the patient as you're following the ADA guidelines and evidence-based research.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
well, we're so grateful to have you as a resource partner in this group. I mean, we pick resource partners based on the service and how a team can benefit from working with you. And we're so grateful for everything that you're doing to make the Crown Council offices better. Not only, like you said, the products, but also the team with their training. I'm going to just share my screen real quick, and we will walk through. Can you guys see it okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm in my directory. And if you scroll down here to the bottom, there's a hub for resource partners. And if you click on resource partners, clinical materials and services is where you'll go, and we'll see Elevate Oral Care right there. And you'll click here. Chip, will you explain that little Smiles for Life logo in the corner?
Yes, absolutely. So Elevate Oral Care is a partner with us in Smiles for Life as well. So for all of our offices that are utilizing Elevate Oral Care or subscribe to any of their products, Elevate Oral Care donates a percentage of that into Smiles for Life, and we are grateful for that. And you would have noticed a trophy at their table at the annual event as a resource partner that works with us in Smiles for Life, number one. Number two, as Haley has mentioned, from an educational standpoint, they have been received great reviews from presenting to our mastermind groups, and we want to have more of that. So moderators of mastermind groups, Haley is an amazing presenter with respect to everything that she has outlined here so far.
Nice.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right, Haley, thanks so much for joining us. We're grateful for you and your team, and look forward to lots of great years ahead.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys. We're excited to be working with Crown Council members, and we have a team of preventive care consultants throughout the country. We'd be happy to come in and provide free CE kind of courses to elaborate on this further. So thank you guys so much for the time today. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Haley.
Okay, see ya.
Bye.
Awesome. They are just awesome.
Dang, they're legit.
And just so on top of it. Everything, like I had said, from an educational standpoint and their product and their business in general, top notch.
Well, and they're new, and it was so fun to see them already be like, yep, we're 100% for Smiles for Life. We're doing it. Yeah, we're helping there. We're being part. Just a great all-around company. So very cool. All right, cool. Hey, so our final guest, I'll transition into our guest here. He's part of the Young Dentist program. So our partner in the Young Dentist program is Utah Valley Dental Lab, and Utah Valley Dental Lab donates an entire case. So during the Young Dentist program, we do a smile design case where a patient is chosen, and it's kind of like a Smiles for Life scenario where we it's charitable. So the case is worked on and paid for by Utah Valley Dental Lab. And then Dr. Hornbrook is also there. And so we thought it'd be great to bring, hello, Jim.
Hey, how are you guys?
Perfect.
We're grateful to have you. So Jim and Utah Valley Dental Lab, there are our partners in so many different things. And what an incredible opportunity to talk to Jim today about, this was my idea. We want to know, every dental practice works with a lab. And I know Jim will be honest with us about what is working, what is not working, whether it's his clients or maybe you're working with another lab. But to hear from one of our great successful labs and partners about what the best dental practices are doing and what maybe they're not doing, but some bad, just so you can get that great experience with the lab. That was kind of my vision for what we're going to do here today. Is that okay? We good?
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfect.
Jim, maybe let's talk a little bit about Utah Valley, where you guys are, and just a brief history of who you are.
Well, we're a lab in Linden, Utah. We have about 105 employees or so. We started out as a small local lab, got involved in kind of the David Hornbrook world, where we started doing a lot of high-end aesthetic dentistry back in the late 90s, and that kind of transformed our business from a small local lab into a large national and occasionally international lab as well. So we do a lot of our core business is high-end fee-for-service dentistry and elective kind of stuff, and it's been really fulfilling. We do a lot of amazing cases and have a lot of amazing customers who do amazing things. So it's really we really enjoy what we do, and we're happy to be here and especially be part of the Crown Council. So
what sets you guys apart? How do you feel that your team and your lab is different from other labs?
Well, a lot of the things that the biggest thing that's different with us is in a lot of ways is that we have a kind of an unusual ownership structure where we have probably over 30 owners that are equity partners in the business. Mm-hmm. That allows us to have a lot more continuity with our technicians. We don't have a lot of turnover. We allow our technicians, the people who are making the teeth, to have relationships with doctors, which is some.
Oh, Jim, we lost you. You muted.
How's that?
There you go. You're good. You're back.
So we allow our technicians to have relationships with doctors. There's a lot of labs that don't allow that to happen because they're worried about technicians changing jobs, relocating, and taking business with them. So one of the things that our ownership structure allows is we allow those relationships to happen and develop. So in a lot of ways, we're kind of 7 or 8 boutique labs, all kind of under one roof with the shared administration and everything like that. So it allows a lot of deep relationships, a lot of preferences, and a lot of cool things to happen that maybe wouldn't happen in a larger production lab.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. Is that, I wrote down on one of our questions, is that what you believe makes your customers happy? I mean, what kind of are the keys that you guys do to make sure that dental practices and patients are taken care of?
Well, a lot of it is predictable outcomes and systems in so many ways. A lot of what makes our doctors happy is they want to know they have patients that are paying a lot of money for a lot of these big comprehensive cases, and it can be a scary business to be in for a lot of them. And what we do is provide them predictable systems that allow for predictable results and help them sleep at night. We are unusual in that we don't necessarily have set turnaround times for our cases. Doctors schedule cases like making a reservation at a restaurant, and they set things up with their technician who knows their preferences, who knows what they need, and it's someone that they have a relationship with, and they go ahead and schedule them in advance as soon as the patients enroll. We lay out timetables, and we work with them to fine tune issues and challenges with cases, as well as help them to deliver predictable, terrific results. So that's kind of our goal with everything, is to help them basically sleep at night and be able to take care of this high-end clientele that they have.
Nice. All right, let's dig in then. Here we go. Let's talk about what you are seeing the best practices doing. Like, you're interacting with so many different offices around the country. What are the good ones? And I guess, how do we describe good? Patient satisfaction, as well as successful practices who are thriving and growing. Maybe can you talk about that for a sec? What you're seeing is working?
Well, we have a lot of amazing practices that do. I'm actually blown away by a lot of what our doctors do and who they're working with. The best ones that we've seen are ones that have systems, that have strong, very, very strong systems, trained personnel, protocols for doing cases, interacting with the laboratories, taking correct photographs, and sending good photography. That's a big thing that we see a lot of, beyond just simply the iPhone and things. They take good photography. They take good post-operative photography that they are able to feature their work on social media and in prints in their office to turn basically their offices into a shrine to themselves. Mm-hmm. Work that they do, rather than have a lot of stock photos, they have a lot of before and afters, and they have team members that have had smile makeovers done, and the dentists have had the smile makeovers done, and they've been through the experience, and they can empathize with the patients and let them know predictably what the patient's going to go through. And so that's those systems are really important to getting those consistent results, and also communicating consistently and regularly with us as to what's coming, when, as soon as the patient's enrolled. One of the things that we struggle with is when we have not a lot of planning. You have a patient that's ready to get their smile done. They've been waiting 30 years, but they can't wait to get it done fast enough, and they want it done yesterday. And they'll often come in and they'll overpromise to the patient as to how quickly they can get it done. Involve your lab as a partner in that planning process to make sure that what they're being quoted is realistic. Because one thing that's been amazing with COVID, we've been in industry. We're as a dental laboratory, we've been very blessed to be work with dentists who are entrepreneurs, who are people who are trying to take advantage of. They like to make hay while the sun shines, and they're small business owners who there was a lot of fear and disruption with COVID, and coming out of after the shutdown in between March and May of 2020, we had dentists coming out of the woodwork that were just doing everything that they could and trying to make up for lost time, and they were energetic, and these dentists have really built a lot of strong businesses and have allowed our industry and our business to thrive. Most of the high-end labs in the country are busier than they've ever been. And it's been a real opportunity that we did not foresee with COVID, as people, the stock market remained strong throughout the pandemic. We had consumers that had disposable income that they didn't have before. They weren't spending money on travel and clothes, and season tickets, because they had nowhere to go, and spent a lot of money on themselves. And our industry has been the beneficiary of that. And it's been a great opportunity to go through this experience. So.
Nice. Can we talk for a sec, Jim? And maybe this is categorized in a top 5, or I don't know. You decide how you want to present it, but whether it's your lab or somebody else's lab, how do you get, what would you say is the top reasons that you would get the best results from a lab with a case? What are the best practices doing when they interact with you?
Asking the lab specifically what they want and what they need, rather than simply imposing what you think they need. Number one, ask the lab what they think to give you predictable excellence with the case, whether it be prep design, impressions, records. Particularly as we enter the digital age, we're getting a lot of questions as intraoral scanning becomes the standard of care in most dental practices, and fewer offices are taking traditional impressions. That digital workflow is a change for labs, and it's a change for offices. And so obviously the number one is going to be, what does the lab need? And probably a number two would be how to incorporate the digital workflow into your office and how to get predictable results. One of the things with digital now is that we're getting information on cases from lots of different places. Instead of getting everything in a box from FedEx all at once, we're getting a scan, and then we're getting something from FedEx, and then we're getting something through the email, and then we're getting something a week later through the scanner for maybe a temp follow-up. And every case is kind of like putting together a little bit of a puzzle. So communication is really important along with that. I guess another thing to consider is digital impressions. We are getting to a point where that has become the standard of care. If people have not gotten on board with that, they probably should consider that really soon and figure out a way for that to be into your business model. We're also having a lot of excitement with in-office printing and printers in offices, giving offices the ability to print night guards and splints and along with things that they've had in the past, where they can make crowns through Xerox and other chairside milling. So there's a lot of cool things going on in dentistry right now, and yeah. Anything else you'd want me to add to that?
No, that was great. Chip?
Yeah, Jim, I would say one thing that he brought up that is ever changing is, as more meetings are taking place virtually, as you mentioned before, during COVID, and now it's going to become a new norm. People are saying, man, I would love to look awesome when I am interviewing virtually, when I'm hosting virtually. Therefore, Jim and this awesome lab at Utah Valley plays a big part at looking awesome based on the product that they're providing for our practices.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, one of the things that we do that's somewhat unique is years ago we decided to kind of up our game and not have and come up with some pretty cool packaging for our cases. So it lends the credibility for the office when they're presenting this to a patient, from, that's in a beautiful box and not just in a Ziploc bag or a bag that's been stapled together and had an invoice stapled to it. And so we found that on a lot of our high-end cases, that's what we do is give them a nice presentation, which creates perceived value to the patient. So
yeah. Jim, one thing I've watched through the Young Dentist program is that David Hornbrook, which I don't know how else a successful cosmetic dentist does it, but David, has a relationship where they are building the smile together. He's talking to you. He's talking to the technician. They're calling each other. They're texting each other. They're sharing pictures with each other. I don't know how else it's done, if it's done in a crappy way, but like, I can't imagine doing it any other way. But I think that is incredible advice for any cosmetic doctor wanting to up their game, is making the technician part of the plan, asking for their advice, getting and saying, oh, I see, and working together to create an incredible experience for that patient. That is one thing that I love, that I would want as a patient. I would want to know that the person crafting my teeth is working side by side with the guy who's going to be putting them on. Like, that is, I know that sounds ridiculous, but like, it
isn't ridiculous at all, because it's really a collaboration.
Yeah.
Dentist and the patient.
Yeah.
Patient comes into a practice and has a vision of what they want. Sometimes they don't have a vision at all of what they want, and they just know that they hate their smile and they want something different. And so it's the more of a collaborative effort it is. I mean, we've had, anybody who works in cosmetic dentistry knows that there's a lot of interesting patients out there and things that they're requesting. We've had people send in, pictures of magazine ads and smiles of their famous celebrities, for their favorite celebrities. But it's something where that collaboration is really important. And really is one thing that we work through a lot is the process of fabricating the provisionals, is going through and fabricating a diagnostic wax up, or some sort of template by which to follow, where you can we have some doctors who will do a trial smile, that will do some kind of a lab fabricated quick mock-up, or the dentist can do it chairside and try it in the patient's mouth and have them hold up a mirror and say what they like and don't like. And the idea is there's a blueprint, and you go through kind of a rough draft in creating the provisionals. And what we hope for is to get the patients exactly where they want to be in their provisionals, and they're happy. And then we simply duplicate what's already been done. We don't want to be sending porcelain back and forth, and have the doctor waste their chair time taking temps on and off and going through that process. We want to work through that provisional process with temporaries. And that's really critical to giving predictable results for us, that we found. And that's what Dr. Hornberg teaches in his courses, and it's a big part of the systems that we have.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good. I'm going to share my screen one last time here to show you how to get in touch with Jim in Utah Valley. So you'll go to my directory, same place. And as you scroll down here to resource partners, once again, it's clinical materials and services, and Utah Valley Dental Lab right here. A very easy way to connect with Jim and his team. And like we just mentioned, they participate and donate to Smiles for Life. That's a huge part. They've also gone through the Resource Partner Qualified program. And so
for the first ones.
Yeah, first ones. Hey.
Right.
Nice. Very good.
We got to change our name to start the letter A, so we're at the top of all your lists.
Good point.
One thing that I can say about Jim and his team, which I've noticed, which as we interact with a lot of Crown Council members and other teams, I would say and encourage anyone who is listening or watching this recording that to get the most out of Crown Council, to get the most out of about what we're talking, it is definitely an opportunity to ask yourself, what can I give to the community? And Jim and Utah Valley Dental Lab are constantly asking us, what can we do for Crown Council? What can we do for the members? Young Dentist Program is an incredible opportunity for us to watch how willing they are to give. They don't have to do that. And it provides this membership, this community, so much growth, so much opportunity to become better. And I think that is really fun to watch a team player ask, not what can I get out of this? Like, what should I, but more ask, what can I give? And that really elevates our relationship with you. And I am extremely grateful and appreciative for how you treat this community and how you treat us, Jim. So thank you very much.
Thanks, Stu. I just want to add something to that as a resource partner that's been a long time, and to other resource partners that might be watching. You know, we've always taken a soft sell approach, and we know that there's a lot of people that miss the whole concept of culture in the Crown Council. That it's such a powerful culture where people aren't necessarily looking to be sold to. When you come to the annual event, it's about making friends, making relationships, doing good, contributing to the whole global culture of the Crown Council. And that's something that we've embraced, and quite frankly, it's something we enjoy, and it's really refreshing to go to the annual event and to be part of these organizations where we're not out there constantly trying to hammer and sell all the time. It's about being with our friends and being part of the culture. So we appreciate you letting us be a part of that.
Nice. Well, thank you. I can't wait to high five tomorrow you at the Young Dentist program. Okay, man. Thanks, Jim, for joining us. Appreciate you and your team. Thank you.
Thanks, Spencer. You guys.
Thank you.
Okay, see ya. Man, those guys know how to do it, Chip.
They do. Top notch.
So fun to watch them and watch everything that they build and help us with. So huge shout out to Utah Valley. Grateful for them. All right, man. Well, we're wrapping up 10 minutes early, but that's okay.
That's all right.
Anything else to add before we wrap it up?
Just again, props to Utah Valley Dental Lab, and going into such a big weekend with the Young Dentist program. Utah Valley Dental Lab makes this happen, and their support within our community. We're grateful for them. And yeah, so good.
Nice. Well, we're grateful for all those that joined us live. Thankful for those watching this recorded. Fun to be with you, Spence, and all our good guests today. So that's it for us today. And we need like a sign off. I keep saying that. Is it just like, see you next week? I don't even know, but all right.
See you next time. Yep.
See you next time. All right, man. Thanks so much. Appreciate you.
Thanks, everybody.
Okay.